From WNYC, this is NYCNow. I'm Janae Pierre. Any plans for Memorial Day weekend? How about fishing in New York City? Well, as the weather warms up, there's a lot to get into, and we'll discuss that and more on today's edition of the Arts and Culture Check-In. But first, here's what's happening in our region. Mayor Zohran Mamdani is mandating over 24 policy changes to bolster New York City's sanctuary protections for immigrants. The change includes requiring city agencies to provide more training for workers on the protections. They also end the sharing of certain information with Immigration and Customs Enforcement that isn't required under city, state, or federal law. The changes follow an audit of the city's sanctuary policies ordered by Mamdani back in February. The findings of an interagency committee were released on Friday, and it says as of March, more than 5,500 immigrants in the New York City area had been arrested by ICE since Donald Trump returned to the White House. Speaking of the White House, the Trump administration's plan to rebuild Penn Station won't include moving Madison Square Garden. Amtrak says a group of private firms will work together as a so-called master developer to oversee the reconstruction. That group includes Vornado, the real estate company that owns much of the land around Penn, as well as Hallmar, a construction company that's currently working on the MTA's 2nd Avenue subway extension. The winning design would bring natural light into the station by building a new entrance at 8th Avenue. It'll also upgrade the exterior of Madison Square Garden with what they're calling a classical look. Federal officials said they're expecting shovels in the ground by the end of 2027. New York City is making 1,000 tickets to FIFA's World Cup available to residents for $50 each by lottery. City Hall says that includes free round-trip bus transportation to MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford. That's where 8 of the tournament's games are scheduled to be played in June and July. Mayor Mamdani says the lottery covers 5 group stage matches and 2 knockout round matches. Entry opens Monday morning at 10 at regnYctix.com. And the lottery closes on May 30th at midnight. You must be at least 15 years old to apply. Officials say winners will be notified on June 3rd and can buy up to 2 tickets each. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm definitely going to enter this lottery. It may indeed be my only chance to attend this year's World Cup. Up next, we chat with WNYC's Matthew Schnipper for our bi-weekly Arts and Culture Check-In. Stay close. Welcome back to another edition of our bi-weekly Arts and Culture Check-In. This is just a look at what's been coming across the arts and culture desk here at WNYC and our news site, Gothamist. And of course, here to walk us all through it, it's Matthew Schnipper. He's our newsroom's arts and culture editor. Hey, Matt.
Hi, Janae.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing all right. Holiday weekend coming up. Any Memorial Day plans?
Get rained on, unfortunately, so far.
I know. I saw that in the forecast. That's a bummer.
I actually was talking to my wife about this week. I was like, oh, man, I'm just excited. 3-day weekend. Blah, 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 stoop sales. She was like, it's going to rain. I was like, are you serious? This was like, in one of these mega hot days. She's like, no, it's not going to be like that. She's like, it's just going to rain the whole weekend.
Man, that's a bummer. I had plans.
This is, what were your plans?
Pool party, barbecue action, Long Island vibes.
That's not happening for you, is it?
It's not happening.
No,
it's not.
You can't go in a pool. You can't barbecue in the rain.
No. I will keep my evening plans, though.
Well, what are those?
Game 4, Knicks versus Cavs.
Oh, you can do that in the rain.
Yeah.
That's true.
Very excited about it. This is the Eastern Conference Finals. The city is hype. I'm hype. Love the Knicks.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Godspeed to them all.
Yeah. But you have some stuff coming off your desk. Some plans for teens.
Not a sports fan, I guess. That sounds bad. No,
it's okay.
Good. No, it's okay. And I'll be looking for stuff to do with my toddler because I just thought we'd be running around the park. I'm thinking about taking her uptown to the Met on Sunday. At 2 on Sunday, they have story time, which I think is the cutest thing. So they have picture book readings, and they kind of connect them to the art that's in the Met, which I think is really nice. And so I was thinking about going up there.
Okay.
It's for kids 12 months to 6 years old, but you can kind of do it on your own.
Yeah.
And the one thing I will note, Met, they ask you to pay $30, but it is pay what you want. If you're a New York City resident, they will take your no money.
Yeah,
so,
I love that about them.
Especially if, you are strapped with a couple of kids trying to make it through and plan an event, go there and happily give them $0. They have a very nice endowment.
Yeah, so that's something for the little ones. And we had some teen-specific programming happening at the Met as well, though, right?
We did, yeah. This past week was a really cool program called Teens Take the Met! Exclamation point.
Teens Take the Met.
Which I think is really nice. So they do an annual 4-hour just teenage extravaganza. And we had a reporter and a photographer check this out.
Nice.
And I was really excited about this story, honestly. The story opens. The Met Stairs, you may know, is an iconic location for Gossip Girl fans. And our reporter found a teen who was just like, I can't believe I'm here on the steps of the Met. The Gossip Girl steps, it was so sweet. The thing I was most excited about when I heard about this event was that the Temple of Dender, which is a rebuilt Egyptian temple, is kind of beautiful space in the Met. They had a silent disco, so all the kids were dancing around with headphones.
Love a silent disco.
Yeah, I was really excited about that. It's been a while since I was a teenager. And when I thought about this, I was like, wow, these kids are going to be at the Met and they're going to be all like doing bad stuff. And like, they're going to be all like, and when this piece came back, it was really sweet. The kids were super excited. There were kids in a chorus. There was an enormous orchestra kids played in. They were making tote bags. They were sitting and sketching the art. There's some beautiful photos we have of kids sketching both some artifacts and some sculptures. Mm-hmm. They were making up some of their own captions, I guess, for different pieces of art to make into a zine. One of them was just like, he's just like me for real. And it felt incredibly earnest. And, in my mind, I'm like, okay, teenagers, like in New York City, I think about the movie Kids.
Yeah.
But it was a nice reminder, I think, in my head, in my own teenage years, I think were very much like, oh, I got to get out of here, whatever. And it was like, these were kids who wanted to be kids.
I wonder, were any of the teens dressed up at all?
No.
Oh, okay. I would have been that teen.
No, these kids were, some of them were dressing up. Actually, there was like 75 different things they could do. Mm-hmm. And some of them were dressing up in costumes. Mm-hmm. Some of them did have they changed into their Teens Take the Met t-shirts, which was cute. But no, this looked like a very casual event.
Yeah. I was always doing the most when I was a teen.
Were you?
Yes. Your girl was shopping at Dillard's. I would take my grandpa's Dillard's card and have a ball.
That's fun.
2-piece suits, please.
You would have enjoyed this, I feel like, the Temple of Dender Silent Disco as a teen, Janae.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I was a kid, I was born in the city and I grew up outside of it. I left when I was like 3 or 4. And I was kind of always at arm's length, and I think for me, and I got interested in underground culture, I'd come into the city. I remember when I was in high school, we came into the city to go to the Tenement Museum for a tour. And I ran away during the I think we went to dinner and I left because I knew we were close to a record store, this record store called Sound and Fury that I think was on Orchard Street. And so I just kind of slipped out and they were so mad. They were like, you were not allowed to leave. But I was just like, oh, the city kind of beheld all of this underground cool culture. I would make my dad bring me to St. Mark's Place and I would stress about kind of what I was going to wear and how would I let the punks know that I looked cool. It was I looked like I was 12. I didn't look cool. But I wonder if one of the things that I missed was the kind of, just mainstream cultural institutions the city has because I wanted to find the subcultural ones. Mm-hmm. That maybe I missed my own Teen Takes the Met kind of experience.
Yeah.
So even though I was just experiencing it, vicariously, it was really nice to have the story.
These teens seem to have had a great time. Any other indoor events that we can take advantage of?
Yeah, I think MoMA PS1, which is actually an extension of MoMA in Long Island City, if you've not been. This is a great museum, and right now they have this pretty amazing show called Greater New York. It's sort of like a New York-specific version of the Whitney Biennial, which we reported on.
Yeah.
a month or two ago. It's a survey of just artists who are living and working only in the city. So it happens only every 5 years. And this one has 53 artists. They range from somebody in their early 20s to their 80s. And they work in all mediums. And the admission is free for New Yorkers at PS1, which is cool.
That.
Later this summer, there is an event as part of Greater New York, which is a live interpretation of this incredible documentary called Hands on a Hard Body, where basically a car dealership was giving away a truck, and whoever could keep their hand on the truck for the longest would win the truck.
Oh.
You would get a break every once in a while, whatever, but there's an incredible documentary called Hands on a Hard Body, which an artist is now remaking as part of Greater New York later this summer.
You can go ahead and spoil it for me. How long did someone
a long time. I would recommend watching Hands on a Hard Body. I've read that they're going to redo this as a sort of a play. I don't quite understand what it's going to look like. I'm curious, and I'm definitely excited to go. Janae just held her hand out straight. People were thinking about the shoes they're going to wear, all kinds of stuff. But I'm stoked for this. So that's going to be on June 27th this summer. That's going to be cool. I'm really excited for that.
Yeah, I'm excited too. A story I read that came off of your desk really had me excited because I didn't even think about this. Going fishing in New York City?
New York City, surrounded by water.
Yeah, it is. But I don't know. I never thought about it. I guess because I never considered, you can catch fish here. I feel like you can catch everything but a fish.
I mean, it's sort of funny. And this is a writer kind of came to me and said, I saw some people fishing not even in the rivers of the city, but actually in Prospect Park. And he said, I keep seeing people fishing in Prospect Park. What is the deal with fishing in the city? And we know there are people who kind of fish a little bit further out. Yeah. Over by JFK actually is supposed to be a good place for fishing. But sort of in the middle of the city, like, in Prospect Park, in Chinatown, he was like, he kind of started clocking the people fishing. And he said he had grown up in the suburbs. To him, fishing meant Brad Pitt and a river runs through it. He was like, what is the deal with this? And he looked it up and you can actually, there's a New York City Parks fishing page, and they will tell you what to do. Non-stainless steel hooks are fine, but no lead sinkers. You can get a freshwater permit for $25. There are rules about how many fish you can eat in the city, which that you fished in the city, which actually even got loosened this year. I believe you can eat like 2 city caught fish. Okay. I don't mean for environmental purposes. I think for actual health purposes. They're like, this probably isn't good for you, but it's a little less bad now.
Well, that's a whole nother story that you need to pass on to.
So, I think he just was like, let me go find out what's going on. He's like, I'm going to go talk to some fishermen. And so he spent a couple days actually looking. He wasn't really able to find that many people. And the story that he ended up writing, which ended up becoming not what he had proposed, which was, you go out seeking fish and what you find is solace within yourself, I guess. And it was a nice piece because he sort of said, I want to figure out what's up with this thing. Why are people going and doing this? They're trying to find a way to kind of slow down within the city. And he talked to a few people, but mostly he just found himself observing the city in a new way. And then ate a slice of pizza. And so it was kind of a fun story, which was like, what do you find when you're looking for fishing? Is like, well, not fish, but a little bit of like, the experience of casting the line.
And some peace.
Metaphorically.
Yeah.
It's a nice
I used
story.
to love fishing. I grew up fishing all the time. Every Saturday, you go over to grandfather's house and it's 4:30 in the morning. You pack up a couple sandwiches and head out and go fishing all morning.
Did you catch anything?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah. I'm serious.
So tell me more about this. Like,
I caught a stingray once.
You caught a stingray?
Yeah.
What did you do with it? You put it back?
Yeah.
Did you guys eat the fish, your grandfather, though?
Always.
What's your favorite thing that you
Catfish.
caught? Oh, great.
I'm from the South.
Yeah.
But catfish, we got catfish, it's going down.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Would you fish in the city?
In New York?
Yeah.
Nah, I'm too afraid of catching a dead man. Can't do it.
All right, noted.
Yeah.
I feel like the gear would look cool on you though. Some waders and a vest.
Oh my God. All right, maybe I'll put on the clothing. Maybe I can get dressed. Like, hey, where you headed? Work.
Just out to find a little peace within myself, you know?
Yeah.
A little bit of cosplay never hurt anybody.
Yeah, but that's a cool story. Check it out at our news site, Gothamist. Now, Matt, I know listeners may have caught on to this by now, but you're a big Radiohead fan, right?
Yeah, you know, I'm a fan. I saw Radiohead for the first time when I was in high school, actually, in 2000, I suppose. And so, you know, we sent a writer out to check out this Radiohead experience that's happening in the Navy Yard right now. It's called Motion Picture House. And we were just kind of curious what it was because it's up for quite a while. It's a immersive Radiohead experience, I guess.
I saw an old school poster about this.
Did you?
Yeah.
That's nice. Like a wheat pasted poster?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds.
I was like, oh, people still do that.
They do.
Yeah.
Yes, they do. This was a newfangled thing, though. I kind of, you know, that our writer ultimately compared to these sorts of Van Gogh interactive daisies art thing. I don't think in a complimentary sense, though. You can buy tickets for it. And it's on this weekend. I checked. There are still tickets available.
Are you going?
I am not going because it's quite expensive. It's about $75, though. On Wednesdays, there are student discounts.
Are you a student?
No.
Want to fake?
No, I don't think. I think I am too old.
Come on now. Anybody can go back to school.
I guess so. I could be it would be a really, really going back to school kind of thing. They'd be like, really? Can I see this idea?
Got it.
I appreciate the confidence in me there.
I'm always going to build you up, Matt.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Even when I'm hating on Radiohead. No, I think what was interesting about this, and I do think as artists look for new streams of revenue, finding an interesting way to bring people into their world and saying, okay, so this is mostly an animated film, and then there are artifacts, kind of sculptures and other things that they've used in videos, and they have old merch, so it's kind of like their own kind of gallery tribute to themselves, and then also a new short film with Radiohead scoring. And I recognize, hey, it's hard to, you know, streaming isn't paying anything, you know, tours are expensive to do. But getting, you know, people to come in and see this for $75, it felt like it's a high ask.
Yeah.
So I think if you're a mega fan, go. You're going to enjoy it. You're not going to regret having gone. But I think if you are on the fence or, you know, you kind of liked Kid A while back and it's been a bit since you put it on, I don't know, maybe you could go check out Greater New York at PS1 instead.
Well, if you're trying to see some other nostalgic faves live, BRIC Celebrate Brooklyn dropped its lineup, and I'm excited about this, Matt. Any shows you're looking forward to?
You know, it's actually a pretty cool lineup. Most of the shows are free. I think there's 2 that are not. I think Patti LaBelle, I believe, is not free, and Slater Kinney and Liz Phair is not free. And it's funny, I was looking through the lineup, and I was like, oh my God, Wayne Wonder. Is this my time to finally see... You guys, the audience cannot see Janae. Do you want me to sing it?
Sing it.
No letting go, no holding back. Harmonize with me.
Because you are my lady. You got to do the wine. You got to do the wine.
Appreciate you loving. You know, it's such a classic song.
Yeah.
You know, and this is about to be the season where you hear it out of everyone's car for, you know, the next 6 months. But you can hear it in person on 6/20. Whether or not
I'll be out there.
You think so?
Yeah. I think so.
Maybe we should get together. So anyway, but that's June 20th. The next thing that I thought was actually really cool is, Janae, do you know what St. James Joy is?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I actually live a couple blocks away from where they do St. James Joy.
Okay.
So St. James Joy is 2 G's, I believe, a father and son that have started doing dance parties during COVID on St. James in Clinton Hill. And they still do this block party. It's great during Halloween, but they have since actually started becoming playing parties outside of just their stoop.
Yeah.
So it's cool. They're playing at Celebrate Brooklyn on 7-Eleven, and the vibe of these parties is like if Sesame Street also was a disco, I guess, you know?
That's a good way to put it.
You know, it's just great. Like it is really infectious. It's a very kind of like house music, Stevie Wonder, like just warmth. So it's cool that they're going to be playing in such a big stage.
But the way my heart smiled when I did see them on the lineup, because I was not aware that they would we're at this level of doing things like Celebrate Brooklyn,
Right.
you know? Like, what? It's going to be lit.
It's cool. I think that's really nice. I think like if you want to go and just feel like you're in a Brooklyn summer, this is the event to go to.
For sure.
And the other thing that I was really curious about, and they have not announced what it is going to be, but they're doing an Aaliyah tribute, a 1 in a million tribute.
Man, I'm getting emotional now just thinking about it.
Yeah, I'm a huge Aaliyah fan. I'm the right age for that.
You're rocking the boat?
Oh my gosh. It's funny. One of the most expensive records I have is her album, which I bought on vinyl when it came out,
Nice.
But now it's like, oh, it's a rare record. I'm like, oh God, I'm old. But like, yeah, I love Aaliyah. I was crushed when she died.
Yeah.
But they're doing this tribute, but they haven't announced what it is.
Or who?
So
who do you think it should be?
That's a great question. In my mind, it's like I only just think of like ways that you can mess this up, It's just like the stakes are very high with
really
a tribute
are.
like that,
Yeah.
Oh man, like who was gonna do it? It's like
I'm going to tell you who they're going to bring out.
who?
No.
Oh,
I don't know this to be
for real.
true.
Okay.
But like this is just off the top of my
Speculation.
head. Yeah. I think they're going to call Keke Palmer.
Oh, interesting. Why? What makes you think that?
Because she wants to be a singer so badly. Sorry, Keke. Love you, girl.
I love Keke Palmer.
Me too.
I'm excited for I Love Boosters.
Coco Jones.
It's just
Keke or Coco.
it'll be just the bar is high. Maybe they haven't even booked it. I don't know, but just do her justice.
Bars high. Oh no. What if they did a hologram?
Oh no.
What if they did a hologram?
No holograms. No one wants this.
Nobody
wants this. This is like, it's like AI data centers. No one wants it. We're fine.
Please don't.
Right, exactly. Please
Hold on
don't.
to my voice.
It's fine.
Please don't.
No, we do not need this. No holograms.
Yeah.
No holograms, please. Celebrate Brooklyn.
So Aaliyah, 8/8, that's
Yes.
happening.
And listen, Celebrate Brooklyn, if you want to announce here on NYC Now what you guys actually have planned for the Aaliyah tribute,
Drop it here.
send us a note. Come through.
NYCNow at WNYC.org. I know who I'm also, you didn't mention this name, but I am also very, very excited to see the Sheila E.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be
A
cool.
dynamic performer. She's so good.
She is great. I'm excited for you to be excited.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love
Sheila E.
Celebrate Brooklyn. The amount of stuff I've seen there over the years is kind of wild. I was just like going through it in my mind. It's like, I remember I saw Animal Collective with my cousin, I think when I was like 25, and I was like, it blew my mind. I was just like, this is so psychedelic, you know. Ornette
Love New
Coleman
York City
played there not
summers,
that long ago.
man.
Yeah, man, it's good. I don't know, getting a toddler involved in these things is something I'm still learning about, basically.
You'll get there.
I hope so.
What else on your desk did you like, these past couple weeks?
I wanted to shout out this interview that we did with a painter named Lisa Yuskavage. And you can go see this show right now at David's Werner until June 26th. It's an untitled painting show. And she's this is her 10th show at David's Werner. She's a legend, and the show is getting great reviews. And she typically draws young women and girls in her work. And what she has gotten into in this show is actually painting. So you have these figures painting or modeling for paintings. And they all have this she always has this very striking kind of almost glowing use of color. This one is a little bit more muted, these kind of like aquamarines and yellows. But I was really like this interview because honestly, I really liked her. And I thought what was interesting, because she has had a long career, Tiffany Hansen, who did the interview, one of our hosts here, she asked her kind of, how does this connect back, to the beginning of your career? How do you kind of look at, your trajectory over time? And I thought what was interesting, she said in the show, there's scenes of people painting, people modeling, there's scenes of people looking at each other. It's kind of a meditation on what it is to be a creative person. I like calling myself Lisa 6.0, operating 6.0, because I'm in my 60s. She said, you'd asked earlier, how do I look back on myself? I feel this love for my earlier works. These images, they're my children. And I thought about, she said earlier in the interview that she kind of thought that she was creating protagonists, not knowing that she was doing this kind of early in her career, marking the themes and the literal figures that she would return to, unknowingly later in her career. And I thought how brilliant that she kind of took these characters and made them actually making the art and kind of put them to work for her as sort of avatars for herself. And, it reminded me, as I am midway through my own career thinking about where do you start and how do you kind of connect? Often people look back and say in your 20s, oh, I did this and it was cringy or this or whatever else. And kind of having to say, okay, don't dismiss that work, but figure out how it might kind of have formed who you are and figure out are there ways that you can extend that story. And I think she's done a really amazing job of staying fresh and bringing new ideas while also connecting back to the ones that kind of started her. To me, that's unusual and difficult. I think often there is, especially in a digital age, such a desire to make new all the time. And I think she was able to kind of straddle the line by, yes, bringing something new while still saying, hey, this is a part of who I am, many moons ago in a very different art world, 35, 40 years ago.
You saying she's doing something new. I kept hearing nude, but I know that she...
Well, that is a part of actually some of it, yes. Yeah. There are... often, provocative figures, I think, in her work. If you're not familiar with her work, go, even just Google it, go check her out. But Lisa Yuskavage is her name. And you've got about, another 6 weeks or so to see the show at David's Warner. I just think it's really inspiring. Her interview on Gothamist right now, it's up. But yeah, get yourself to the show if you can.
I will do that. I'm so upset. I missed the last show that you recommended for me, Keith Haring's.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
I'm upset I missed that one.
It's funny. That was up for those works were on display ahead of an auction. So I'll need to go figure out who spent the money on buying a Keith Haring hand-painted crib.
Yeah.
Wasn't me.
Wasn't me, but man, that's a lucky baby.
That's true.
All right. That's WNYC's arts and culture editor, Matthew Schnipper. Thanks again for joining me.
Thanks, Janae.
And thank you for listening to NYC Now. I'm Janae Pierre. Have a lovely holiday weekend. See you next time.
No letting go.
No holding back.